Hello, I'm Jeff McNeil, and this is my review of Uncharted Drake's Fortune. This is the version taken from the Nathan Drake collection. As Nathan Drake, who's one part adventurer, one part pirate, and one part Indiana Jones, you and your small group are on the search for El Dorado, the legendary city of gold. But like any good swashbuckling adventurer, there are multiple parties who all want a piece of the action. Now, the story is not bad, and while some of the characters were a little annoying at first, I eventually grew to like the cast overall. And the story is very cliche. If you're familiar with any of this type of relic hunting gameplay, you kinda know what you're getting out of this. Whether it's Indiana Jones, whether it's Lara Croft, whether it's, any of these classic adventure type things, you really do know exactly what you're getting out of the box. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, in terms of graphics, it's not bad. The environments are bland, like really bland. You have jungles, you have ruins in jungles, you have jungles growing inside of ruins, and you have caves in ruins, and caves in jungles. It's very boring. There's one area that is fundamentally different, and it's one of the tense, most creepiest areas in the entire game. Which was a nice change of pace overall. Just don't expect anything here to really be interesting. It's just all very bland. Now, in terms of sound effects, it's pretty decent. Weapons have an appropriate level of oomph. Explosions are a little muffled, but not too bad. And crumbling rock and ruins and everything, it all sounds decent. I'm not sure where to go from here. It's been a while. Oh, up there.
Bust through that window.
So, yeah, sound effects aren't too bad. Voices are actually quite well done. It's definitely top quality voice acting. Music, not amazing, but definitely atmospheric. And I can generally get behind it okay. Now, gameplay is standard third-person shooter adventure thing, with a heavy emphasis on cover fire. And, it's not bad. You can basically shoot from the hip, or you can do an more accurate aiming, which is all functional. There's nothing particularly fancy or interesting about the gameplay in any shape, way, or form. This is very standard stuff. It's functional, if not necessarily interesting. That said, the game has some of the most cheap enemies I've encountered in a long time. The worst enemies you'll probably face are enemies who use grenade launchers, but they function like sniper rifles. They're capable of just literally sniping you across the map with explosive ammo. It's just like, it's nuts. And while you do fight some dedicated snipers, those guys are literally the worst thing ever. Since they will just snipe you, and even if you take cover, you still take splash damage because they use explosives. It's absurd. And the absurdity doesn't really end there. The whole notion of the game is just kind of silly. There are so many enemies. It would make a Bond villain jealous. I mean, you're dealing with literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dudes, and it's just like, where are they coming from? I'm in a tomb that's been sealed for 100,000 years, and you know, there's literally one way in, and it requires you to parkour over deadly spikes and all types of stuff, and you reach a room, and there's a dozen fully armed guys in there with machine gun emplacements and lights and traps. It's just like, are you kidding me? I mean, really? It's absurd. And combined with some pretty BS enemies, and it's not necessarily fun. There were a lot of times when I was playing that it was just way more frustrating than it was fun. To the point that I nearly gave up. It's just awful. That said, these situations tend to be a little rare. I mean, you're not gonna run into too many situations that are like unbearably awful, but there's definitely a sense of, you know, what are the real chances of any of this nonsense actually happening? Overall, well, Drake's Fortune is not an amazing game by any stretch of the imagination. I won't say it's monstrously horrible. Oh, except for those things, because that's a machine gun emplacement. So, yeah, it's not terrible, but it is bland in terms of environments and enemies, and just kind of annoying in the gameplay department. But it's a functional game, and you can get some fun out of it, but it is just there. So this has been Jeff McNeil. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.